Hello, my name is Veronica, and welcome to the Learning Lab episode number 80, Halloween layout number 2. As you can see, I have my speedball brayer, a big and juicy pad and spice, some folders, distress ink, stickles, ribbon, even a paintbrush. These are just some of the items on the supply list for today's layout. Come on into the lab and we'll get started. So let's get started with the base. This is actually a piece of Coordination's Core Essentials collection, and I wanted to use this wonderful spider web, but I didn't want to have to cut my paper to make it work. So what I'm doing instead, I'm going to turn it over and use this to get my image. Now, I told you guys I have a juicer that I don't use for juicing anymore, but I can definitely use it to get this image onto this paper. The tool that comes with this kit is just, it's tiny and it takes a lot of work, but this will get the job done for me so that I can go back and sand down my spider web. I know, household items in the craft room. Who knew? I'll be right back. The camera may not be picking this up, but I'm going back over those lines and using the tip to go in to make my web show just a little more. So when I turn it over and sand on the other side, I'll actually get some nice texture in the background. It's almost like my own homemade texture page, huh? Then I have a slightly damp paper towel that I'll use to brush away the excess. Okay, so there's the background of my paper. Now moving on to my Cuttlebug folder. I'm going to do a little something to the black pieces. So I'm going to use this from Sizzix, which I like that. And I also like this kind of a wood grainy look. So I'll use both sides. Nah, I changed my mind. I'll probably just use the wood grainy one. And then I'm going to use this frame one from Sizzix to do this one. And, you know, the basic sandwich for your folder is A plate, B plate, material inside the folder, and then another B plate. So let's see what we get. Ooh, cool. Okay, now for the Sizzix plate, the sandwich is slightly different. So you have your A plate, you have your texture mat from Sizzix that you want to use. Then your material goes down. You can use your tan mat, but I bought the starter kit for these plates, and so I have the large purple mat, which will cover the entire area of whatever size I want to do. And there's also a purple plate that goes with it. Put that through your Cuttlebug, and you're good. Wow! So I'm going to adhere both of these down to their mat. And on this piece, it's going to get this cute little piece of ribbon that's going to tie off to the side. And so those are taped down. Turn this over. Get my center. Go ahead and cut. And then I can use that to tie a cute little bow. So pretty cute. Okay. Now, next step. I cut this darling little witch from the Happy Hauntings, and I just got her on her broom. I put it through a Cuttlebug folder. I think it was the paw prints. You can see the texture there. But what I'm going to do is take some of this spice and my brayer and go over it to give her some color. I was waffling back and forth of which end of the rainbow I wanted to go in, but I think I'm going to stay down here in the green, blue, yellow. That will help to tie in just a little bit of that ribbon that's on the card. So staying down in this part, I'll just go ahead and ink up my brayer. This is my first time using this particular big and juicy pad, so it's nice and juicy. Okay, sorry I turned off the camera when I was inking my witch, but once I had loaded her with the ink from here, I just took it and went this way across her. Sorry about that. So now I'm going to come in with some of my Dusty Concord and just give her a little bit of jazziness. So she's getting kind of a black outline without it being black. And there's the witch. And with her done, I'm now thinking I do want a little bit more red. So I'm going to go back into my spice pad and go up into the red end and pick up just a little bit. I'm debating about whether or not I should take off just a little bit. Maybe a light roll. Yeah, okay. So let's go in and give her a little bit of reddy orange. Oh yeah, that did it. Yeah, mama. Okay. She's wicked, all right. Okay, I'm like a mad woman now. When I was cleaning my brayer, because I had inked over the witch, of course the design was left into my brayer, and then inspiration hit. Why not roll a little of that over my layout page? So we're like segueing into that. And what I'm going to do is just ink up this raised side. And I'm going to go halfway, I think. Halfway of the green and the red. And give it one roll just until I see it pick up again. And that's what's going to go onto my paper. Flying by the seat of my pants, so just go with me on this one. Kind of off the edge a little bit. And we'll roll until there's no more. I kind of like it. Yeah, I do. All right, back to the folder. And then a little off this edge. I think I can get one more coming this way. Let's see. Yeah, close enough. Okay, moving on. Now that I've introduced that paw print element, I think I'm going to take this that's going to go at the top of my page. Or maybe it was at the bottom. I don't know. But I've already pre-punched it with drippy goo. And I'm going to use that same folder just to add some texture. Okay, so I'm going to emboss, keep moving it down, and I'll be back. Normally when embossing with one of these Sizzix folders, I'll put a piece of copy paper in there just to kind of give the paper a break because these impress so deeply. But since this is Halloween and it's kind of a distressed look, I don't mind that it cut through to the white part of the cardstock. I actually kind of like it. So you're probably wondering, how is all of this going to come together? Okay, so here's my base layer. This is going across the top of my paper. This is one of my photo mats. This is also one of my photo mats that'll go there. And the picture for this will kind of go off the edge towards the ribbon just a little bit. My witch is going to fly across the top, but I'm also going to add some stickles to hers and pop her up on just a little bit of foam dots. And then down at the bottom, I'm going to add in this little haunted house right here. And for my witch going over the moon, she'll go over the clouded moon with the bats. I'm going to go ahead and start getting everything laid down and come back and show you how I stickle my witch. Now it is time to stickle the witch, and I'm going to squirt some out, you know, where you can't see. Sorry I'm in so close, but I want to dampen my paintbrush a little before I get started. I'm going to first mount her to a piece of white card and then loosely cut around her. Now, because this is a Cricut image, I know that I could have gone back and cut out her shadow in white, but you know, I don't have the Cricut out. These were pre-cut and I wasn't going to pull it back out just to do this, when it was easy enough just for me to trim it out by hand. I'm a glutton. I'm going to try to get into this part of her and see if I can cut out some of that and leave a space. And I know some of you might say just leave it alone, but I know it's there, so I can take out a little bit of it. Okay, there she goes, and I'm just going to take my scissors and trim off around her here. Woohoo! And I'm now going to pop on some 3D foam tape and put her onto my layout. And just picking off the last one there. And there she goes, riding high. Cute, cute, cute. Okay. Whoa, back up a little, V. All right. That, my friends, is layout number 2. I'm just going to go back with my tonic trimmer again, trim off that edge, and the spider will lose just a couple of his feet, but that's okay. I like when it kind of goes off the page. Thank you for joining. All right, I have a mess in the background, but thank you for joining me in the lab today. Please remember to check out my blog at inkollusions.blogspot.com